Brian, are you in front of the coffee pot again? Well, I am, but to be fair, I'm bat shooting, and one of the games I'm shooting has to do with coffee. The second thing, though, what better place in a modern house is there to find a area that serves drinks in little glasses when we're talking about Deadwood 1876, the newest game from Facade Games. Why is it called that? Well, it looks like a book, and it's about a dark city, right? We've got Tortuga, Salem, and now Deadwood 1876. So, what is Deadwood 1876? It's a 2 to 9 player game in which you are trying to be the number one person in Deadwood, hopefully the last one standing. So let's take a look right now how this game plays, if it's something you want to take a look at, especially if you're in that Western mood, which I am, because I love Westerns in general. Right now. So here we go. This is Deadwood 1876 from Facade Games. First of all, that's fantastic. I love how they do that. But the name of this game is Deadwood, and it basically is the history and the story of Deadwood, the town. More so the town, and pretty much the show at the same time, because the show is pretty historically based. But you've got all your cast of characters: Wild Bill, Seth Bullock, the Reverend Smith, Kitty Leroy, Calamity Jane here, Al Swearingen, Poker Alice, also now in Western Legends, Molly Johnson, and Solomon Starr. So the way this works is you have 2 safes in front of each character. Your character is out here at one of the different locations. You've got the Bella Union, you've got the Grand Central, and the gym. Man, these are also nice. They're wooden coasters, which is pretty stinking cool. Your color matches your card, and you're out at a certain location determined at the beginning of the game when you're setting up. You have a hand of cards here. On your turn, you can do one of 2 things. You can play the card for the gun at the top, which will initiate a duel or a robbery, or you can play for the item at the bottom. This says draw 4 cards, then discard down to your hand limit, essentially giving you a better hand of cards, right? So you have to choose what you're going to do. Do I want to rob somebody? And when you rob somebody, you're going to pick that gun, you're going to put it in front of one of their safes, they're going to have to play a gun, you're going to flip it up, and the dice highlighted there by that gun is what you're going to roll. So in our case here, we have one of these brown dice, and let's just say they played something that gives them yellow dice. Throw it off the table and under the couch where it'll be lost forever. You would roll. Person with the highest amount of these stars wins. So that would be the yellow, which would mean that the defender won, which nothing happens. Now, had I won, I would take this safe that was attacked, mix it into my other ones, shuffle it up, and then lay them back out, meaning that I would have 3 safes now. The other thing you can do is duel. When you duel, if you're the one that wins, you switch locations with that person. If you're already in the same location as that person, you would kick them out to one of the other locations. Why does it matter which location you're in? It doesn't seem like that has anything to do with anything. Well, at the end of the game, you're going to do the final showdown round, and basically what's going to happen is the location that has characters in it with the most amount of wealth, and that's based on these safe cards. I'll show you what some of these do. So for instance, there's gold nuggets right there. Those locations are the ones that are going, that location is the one where the final showdown is going to take place. If you're not in that location, you're not in the last round. If you are in the last location and you're the only one there, you instantly win the game. If you're not, you're going to fight to the death, which basically means you're going to roll some dice, get one shot, get eliminated the second time, you're out of the game. Whoever wins is the person left standing on that location. But there's one more turn ahead of that. There's the badge round, in which you're going to call these badges in order of tin, copper, all the way up to gold. If you happen to have one of those badges, you will get to take another turn. The other things you can have in these safes are things like a Winchester, be another gun that allows you to roll more dice in that final showdown. A couple of more of these I want to show you, because the reason you have the middle ones here, again, there's guns, badges, all sorts of things like that, gold. The whole point of this is there's another round that happens right at the end of each turn. That would be each go round. That would be the heist. The way the heist works is you're going to reveal one of these safes. Everybody's going to shoot for it. Person who has the highest wins, obviously. So it's a neat kind of, it calls it deduction, but you're not really deducing anything except where potentially one of these, what you know to be maybe a weapon or a gold or something is. All in all, though, great presentation, good theming. Let's take a look up top, talk about what we think about it, final thoughts, all sort of things like that. So that's Deadwood 1876. It is pretty simple. You're going to play a card for either the top part with the weapon on it, or you're going to play it on the bottom for the special action. And hope and hope and hope that the location you're in has the most wealth in it so that you can be part of the final showdown. Period. That's it, right? Let's talk about a couple of really fantastic things about this game first. Number one, presentation, top notch. Oh my gosh, these wooden coasters you saw in the how-to or the overview, that is fantastic, man. These look amazing. They're just small enough to where if you didn't like the game, you couldn't use them for actual coasters, although they might fit. But why would you? Because the game is pretty neat anyway. But the nice wooden dice that are color-coded, the card box, it looks like a deck of cards card box. All of the character art, all of the art for the guns is nice, including a nice foreshortening view like you would get in a comic book almost. But presentation, the box alone, I didn't think I would like this box. Usually I hate weird boxes until I realized, wait a minute, this is a facade that looks like a wonderful book and it actually feels like one on the shelf. So I don't mind that at all. So really, really nice stuff. Let's talk about playing the game. It is neat that it does move rather quickly, right? The only thing that can slow it down is if everybody in a row to your turn is in a fight, trying to flex those muscles and get into a fight and talk about, hey, I want to rob you, and then I want to duel you, and you're like, okay, can it come back around in my turn? The good news is that never takes that long. Then the other part is everyone gets to participate in the heist, which is nice because it keeps you in the action. So there's that. Playstyle, it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. However, it is nice to have a 9-player game that's not like, what room am I standing in? Are you the clue giver? Right, towards a little bit more meaty of a game to where you're like, okay, I've got these cards in my hands. I've got these safes here. I need to mix these around. Hopefully they don't remember that I can't, because you can only mix the safes around when you get a new one. So hopefully they don't remember what your last one was and try to steal it if it's a good weapon. Because remember, those weapons can be used in the showdown. So all in all, presentation is gorgeous. Playstyle, it's fun, it's light, it is a light game. The theme really does get felt here though, because you're trying to rob and steal each other's stuff, much like you would do hustling, stealing, like you would in the town of Deadwood in 1876, right? So all in all, nice game, nice package all together. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram at Dice Tower Bryan. If you are coming on the Dice Tower cruise, make sure to say hello in these comments and let me know that you're going to be there. I'd love to hang out and play some games with you. But definitely go check out Deadwood 1876. First of all, it looks great on your shelf, even if you never play it. Second of all, you're going to play this just because it's a quick, fun Western game. And we need more of that, don't we? Mr. Bullock. That was my best Al swearing, Jim. Ian McShane, he's not American, so it's hard for him to do an American accent sometimes, but he nailed it really well. And Timothy Olyphant, let's face it, one of the greatest actors of all time. Loki, Raylan Givens. Ho, 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 Raylan. Fantastic. You're welcome. Or, I'm sorry. Whichever one's more appropriate.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.